People this madness in Rivers State must stop.
You have a problem. The problem is,
but the people were peace with what is happening in Rivers State. Will stand?
If I want to do something, I will do it. Impeachment is not a military coup. Impeachment is provided under the Constitution. It's provided under the Constitution. I'm not interested in all the rumors, money, this and that. Rubbish. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. I just left office how many months ago? I'm an FCT minister. Which money? But nobody can take away our political structure. No one. So I've listened to them. And for me, you cannot walk and people begin to bring enemies. Those who fought you. When you are struggling for the person to be in office. Nobody does that. Even if you go and say, oh, I heard they said, oh, I gave a limit of how much you can say. All those things are, I want 25%. I mean, such a ridiculous. I'm not a political ingrate. I'm not. But don't touch the political structure of Rivers State. I will not shut my eyes. Forget about the obedient and the articles who have lost, who felt that I did not support them. And those who are revoked their CFOs there. Oh, Wike did this, Wike didn't do that, Wike did this, Wike didn't do that. I'm not interested. Because I didn't support Toby. I didn't support their presidential, their PDP's presidential candidate. So all of you just team up. Wike. And those who I revoked their CFOs, they are not happy. Wike. All those things I am not perturbed. I will do what is right. I'm not talking about that. Go and hire all those that refuse to give demand notice to produce. Most of you, your newspapers and your media houses, who said I refuse to patronize them. Do you patronize your enemy? I will not patronize them. If they like, write as much as you want to write, I will not. My conscience is clear. If I want to do something, I will do it.
Well, Nigerians, just while we were thinking that upon the effort of Mr. President to settle the issues in Rivers State, Wike appears to have doubled down, and what we can get from, some of the things he's saying right now is that, well, he's not scared. Whatever he wants to do, he must do, which insinuates that the whole idea of pushing to get Fubara impeached is alive and well. And he said, in the statement here, that impeachment is lawful, it's not against the law, and if he wants to do something, he will go ahead and do it unhinged. Again, he talked about the issue of structure as the bone of contention here. Nobody's going to touch the structure. He's going to do everything to ensure that the structure is alive. Wike's apparent doggedness, if you may, stubbornness, we don't know where it's going to lead. But at the moment, I can tell you that from the commentaries coming from everywhere, Wike appears to be winning more enemies than friends, even at this time. As a matter of fact, I know that Dino is not his friend, but he had this to say, and he says he's waiting for Wike.
My primary business is other people's businesses.
if I open my can of worms and maggots on Wike, but I'm waiting for him. He's 33 that he's trying to practice.
But instead, it's waiting for Wike right there. And not just him. There are friends of Wike. Dele Momodu equally has something to say. All of this in recent time, looking at the way Wike is piloting his affairs, River State.
As Mr. Project. But he has a problem. His problem is anger management, which has led him into fighting practically all his former supporters. All his big supporters have left him. But here you are, today you are fighting the North. You go to court against the matters of VAT. I listed everything. He was the one maneuvering, meandering, manipulating until he boxed himself into a corner. Respect as Mr. Project. But
apart from this, I mean, there's this APC chieftain. Is it APC chieftain in River State who has something to say, about Wike as well. It's from River State, and he did say quite a few things. Let's take a listen.
Governor Wike is a creation of Rivers people, because there were times Wike's high-handedness in River State, some of us cried out and shouted over some of the illegal things he was doing, because it was against the APC at the time. The Rivers people hailed him into what he is today, into the personality he has created himself into today. They hailed him into becoming a dictator, and Wike ruled River State as a dictator for 8 years. Because if you come against Wike, if you speak against Wike, he comes after your businesses, he comes after your properties, he looks for ways to intimidate you. Now, this intimidation is part of what has kept a lot of Rivers people who are supposed to speak out, not to speak out. They held back and they decided to keep their mouth shut instead of actually dying or instead of actually getting themselves into problems. Now, this has been the pattern of Wike for the past 8 years in River State. So he wanted to continue with that same pattern, bringing in SIM. We saw what happened during the elections, how opposition political parties were stopped from campaigning, how people who didn't support him in the PDP, where their filling stations were shut down and all that. So when you see this intimidation, naturally, you find it, people would find it difficult, even those who are supposed to speak out will find it difficult to speak out. And that is exactly the problem of River State. Now, this has also translated into the ways he has also handled elected officers. In short, in River State, we didn't have elections. We just had Wike selecting a group of persons and forcing them into River State. And we saw, of course, he had some level of federal mind. And let's not also forget the area of violence that has always happened in River State. Opposition parties members are killed on a daily basis, and nobody's talking about this whole thing. But these are things happening in our country. These are things happening in River State. So Governor Wike himself created a kind of fear amongst Rivers people. Naturally, the average Rivers man is not timid or intimidated. But unfortunately, under Governor Wike, you found a situation where people were intimidated, people were harassed, people were arrested, people were detained on his instruction. So let's be frank about this particular issue, because over time this has been a part of his approach to politics. So when we talk about his high-handedness is written everywhere in River State. It didn't just start, and it's not going to end if nothing is done about it. That is why some of us are pleased with what is happening in River State, with the stance that the likes of Governor Sim is actually taking. We are pleased with it, because this madness in River State must stop.
But the people were complicit.
Whether you say the people, I agree with you to an extent. I agree with you to an extent, because I wouldn't say everybody, because like I said earlier on, Wike is a creation of Rivers people. Rivers people created the monster in Wike. Let's be honest about it. Rivers people created him because they urged him on when he continued with this his high-handedness. Every day on social media, you see people hailing Wike, calling him all kinds of names and all that, urging him on in all the evil deeds he was doing in River State. And now, Rivers people are tired. They feel that, at this point, let me tell you, at this point, Rivers people are tired of Wike as a dictator. If they see a new dictator, they will definitely accept him gladly. It is not because people like Sim. That is why they are supporting Sim. The reason why people are supporting Sim today in the River State is because people are tired of Wike's high-handedness in the state. How a man would hold the entire state to ransom. Wike alone will hold the entire state to ransom, intimidate everybody. Everybody is scared of Wike in River State. Nobody speaks out. Even the pastors in River State do not speak out. They are all quiet about it. Let's look at the situation that led to this entire issue. First of all, Governor Wike demanded 25% of River State allocation. Sim even from the rumors we hear about, Sim even offered to give 10% of River State allocation. This is what is happening in our state. Not just that, we had a situation where he appointed almost all the commissioners, appointed SS for the man, appointed a chief security officer. Come on, these are personal things that should be of concern to the governor. These are things that should make him revolt. And when you see a situation where even the commissioners nominated by Wike as against those of them nominated by Sim, you see those ones disrespecting the governor of River State. And you expect him not to revolt, to still stick to an agreement before the elections? No, naturally everybody will revolt. Let's look at what happened with the Songhai farm. Why is Wike angry that Sim is trying to restore the Songhai farm in River State? When he killed Songhai farm, that actually created employment for Rivers people, because Sim wants to revive it, it's part of the problems he's having with Sim. And when you look at all these issues, you now ask yourself and tell yourself, should I obey the agreement we had before I became governor, or there is a need to liberate Rivers people? Because let's be honest. If Sim continues with the agenda Wike has for River State, trust me, River State will not make progress. Wike took River State 10 years backward with all the things he did in River State for 8 years. He took River State 10 years backward, that River State today cannot even compete with states like Lagos State. Before, we were competing with Lagos State, at least at some level. But today, everybody in River State, it's running away from River State, looking for greener pasture elsewhere. River State used to be a place where people return to. And you expect the man to continue to fold his hands and watch these things happen? Now, let me also shock you that out of the 5 billion palliative money that was sent to River State, Wike demanded for 2 billion from it. And when we look at all these things, you will not ask him to.
That's definitely a voice of somebody that's angry. Nigerians, son. The truth is, now one question I just want to ask. Okay, shall we continue like this? Should we continue like this? I got another broadcast one I will do later in the day. And now I don't even know how I want to approach him. Yet again, from our own politics. I don't know whether or not they are aware. The president of Nigeria has demanded 13.5 billion from the National Assembly. Made them approve them. Made them take back cars worth nearly 2 billion for your own wife. When you not get any constitutional role for this Nigeria. 1.7 billion for the cars of the first lady. Then plenty billion to change cars for president. Buy yacht. Plenty billion to renovate house. In this same country where people can no longer afford food. Now, me are not too good at the moment. This Wike matter. Shall we continue like this? One man just holding entire state to ransom? Some people will just talk, say, what of the agreement? Nobody knows what will be the agreement. Whatever agreement it is. Whatever agreement it is. The people of River State, like so many other different states for Nigeria, they don't get stake for inside the state. Why would somebody use the destiny of entire state to do agreement? Guys, make una just tap, your opinions on these things. Because when I listened to Wike earlier, on this matter, it showed to me say Wike they hear our voice for social media because he responded to social media. You understand the picture from I'm saying now? He they hear. So we need to keep on piling this pressure. But Shall we continue like this as a people? This same story is prevalent everywhere. Some states, we know they hear quarrel because the governor of that state, when they put, if they follow the agreement, and the state is suffering. Shall we continue like this? That Nigerians are getting strangulated badly by former governors. I mean, we spend time here to talk about the policies of presidency, Bola Tinubu and the rest and every other thing. But the truth of the matter is that the harm that the governors are doing to the different states in Nigeria is more than we can even imagine. Put your comments there, put your opinions there. I am honestly very angry at all of this nonsense. And the man is standing here to brag, to say all sort of nonsense. I can do whatever I want to do. Nigerians, we need to get liberated though. We need to get liberated. Otherwise, anyway, if you guys can, Shamona, share the broadcast, I will appreciate. Please give us likes if you can. Put your comments there. Let us know what you think. Because this Nigeria, whether Rivers State, Edo State, Delta, whatever you want to mention, Kanu, whatever, belongs to Nigerians. Belongs to Nigerians. It does not belong to these politicians. And the people, have been given power to act on behalf of the people, and they are now becoming selfish, self-centered. We probably need to do something, man. Don't go too far away. Just share this broadcast. Very soon I'm going to be releasing on that broadcast on the presidency. Bola Ahmed Tinubu hitting the ground running and making sure Nigerians are more impoverished. That's the way Bola Tinubu has hit the ground running. I'm going to share the broadcast for now. God will bless you. My name is Alamte. Bye for now.